Hey there folks, thanks for tuning in for another video review. Today I'm looking at a case that I wanted to get for my lightsabers when I visit the parks or conventions or anything like that, and instead of having to carry everything in my pockets or just carry the lightsabers themselves in my hands the whole time, I've been looking for something to really utilize being able to carry multiple blades, multiple hilts, and all the tools and batteries or just necessary equipment and supplies and possibly other items too in there to make everything all in one bag easier to carry around. Now, I do know that Pack Store does have a somewhat larger carrying case that is supposed to be like the all-in-one, one universal lightsaber bag, and given that they are lightsaber builders and sellers and they are pretty much in the business, I should have gone with them, but I figured this one looked simple, it looked cheap, and it was cheap, and it had good Amazon reviews, and I even posed a question asking if anyone has used this for lightsabers. What I didn't think about is that the people probably using this for lightsaber or for a lightsaber case are the ones using those simple stunt sabers just for dueling that don't really have all the high-tech and fancy NeoPixel features that my lightsabers have, and that are generally shorter in blade length and smaller and less fragile and just less quality or lower price hilts as well. So they don't really have to worry about the things that I worry about. And even so, just the features and compactability as well as compatibility with this bag just aren't to my needs. So this is, and I'll put the link and image just so you are aware of it, the ZooBoo Taichi sword carrying bag. Amazon reads it's a Chinese Kung Fu sword bag, single and double layer sword carrying case, martial arts weapons case. Anyway, there's the link and there's the image of the listing. I think what was the biggest drawback for me once I got this bag in, I know on the listing page it has single and double layer carrying capacity, but the images aren't very clear and you only really see the double layer. So in my mind, I wasn't sure if double layer actually meant double compartments or just double thickness for protection. Once I got this in, I knew number one, I should have ordered double layer, but even then, number two, I probably wouldn't have been happy with the double layer either because this is just not a well-built bag to begin with, or to go from there. So I do have some items in the baggage right now. I'm kind of doing a weird angle, so hopefully I can get everything situated in here. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at the bag. So it's kind of like a vinyl, pretty thin material. Nothing really, and as you can see, it's already shifting because there's nothing sturdy in this bag. I kind of wanted something with a little bit more build to it to be able to hold everything. And right here, I do have one of my hilts. It is the Corband K4V2. So this was actually something I did like. I was able to fit a hilt right in here. The problem is, again, it's so thin that it offers little to no protection unless, it's from scratch. It is pretty deep, so all you can really put is a hilt in here. If you put tools or any batteries or anything like that, you're gonna have to reach all the way in, and my hand can't even fit in that pocket. Up here, I do have another hilt, my Temple Guard hilt, and as you can tell in the video, it is a lot smaller, so that's why I'm able to fit the Temple Guard in here and the Corband in there. As you can tell, the major difference in the hilt length. So that is something that at first I thought, oh, that's cool. I have easy access to the hilts, but again, little to no protection and no other place to store the tools and other items. Main compartment. The bag does open up, partially don't open up all the way. So you can fit, I was able to fit 4 blades in here. I have 2 26-inch blades from Galaxy's Edge and one 31-inch blade, as well as a I think this was a 34-inch or 35-inch, 34-inch NeoPixel blade. And that's about it for the compartment. There's nothing else in here to protect or store anything. There is this weird stitched-on cloth that has Velcro here, where I guess you can put some blades, but it can only really fit 1 or 2 blades because up here is actually tighter than down here. It makes sense for a sword, but doesn't make sense for the lightsabers or even the blades themselves. And when I actually got this was folded up into like 6 folds. Like it was like that, and that, and that. It was basically like this in an envelope, and I thought right away, this isn't gonna be good. I'm not gonna be happy with it. If something can be folded up like this, it's not gonna offer very much, if any, protection, especially if it's gonna be hit or dinged either by accident by you or other people hitting into you. The other issue with this bag, the strap, you can adjust it to be longer to fit either over one shoulder or across your chest, but the issue is these straps, the holders aren't far enough wide so when you are holding it, it bends in. Now granted, I wasn't holding it for long, but I can just feel the bag pulling at these ends. And if you have blades, I'm not, sure how sturdy these blades are as far as bendability, if it's just being kind of tugged on or pulled on, but I'm sure after a while, or just over time from putting this bag on and off your shoulders, it's gonna bend your blades. And I really did not like that. Even when I was wearing it, I can just feel the straps pulling in. Of course, this is a little bit dramatic, but I can just feel it pulling in on, these pressure points. Now, if the straps were maybe lined up, maybe up to here and down there, it would make more sense and more even, or just some kind of more support or more sturdiness in the bag itself. But that was another major drawback of why I am returning this bag. Now, I do recall reading something about the lettering. It's Chinese lettering, and I think the yin-yang sign has nothing to do with what the phrase actually says. It's not a big deal. Of course, I probably would have had people asking me about it, so I would have learned up or remembered what it does say, but they don't have any options without any of the decals, which I was also kind of disappointed at. Other than that, that's really all you have. There's no other pockets, no other cushion. Again, like when you look at it, there's just nothing there. It's super thin material. And as you saw, it did hold all the blades and the two hilts, but at what cost? You're going to be worrying about it. You're going to be overly cautious, or even just by accident, if something happens, you're gonna know you should have bought a better quality bag. Just something really quick, I wanted to get my thoughts across for anyone looking for or considering lightsaber bags. I will review the pack store bag once I order that and get that in as well. I would say avoid lightsaber bags from Amazon unless, like I mentioned, you have those really cheap, maybe $100 dueling lightsabers that you don't mind get scuffed up and damaged, or you don't really care about protecting too much. Even then, if you have multiples, I don't know how many this will be able to hold between the hilts and the blades themselves. If you have any questions or comments about it, please leave that below. Feel free to ask anything and I'll try my best to answer it if I didn't cover it in this review. I know I was pretty quick and broad about everything, but there really isn't much to talk about. Thank you all for watching and stay tuned for future videos.